Hey there. Have you ever felt like you're stuck? Like you know you're capable of so much more, but for some reason you're holding yourself back? Maybe it's fear. Maybe it's that little voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough, that you're too late, or that it's just easier to stay where you are. I know that feeling, and I know it all too well. I've been there. I've been in that place where you're just spinning your wheels, hoping things will change, wishing for something better, but still not moving. We all get stuck. It's part of being human. We hit these walls, right? And we think we can't go any further. We doubt ourselves. We wonder if this is as good as it gets. But here's the truth. That feeling, that's not the end. It's the beginning. And today, I'm going to show you how to break out of that cycle and start making real change in your life. I'm talking about the kind of change where you stop playing small. You stop hiding behind excuses. You stop being afraid to take risks. You stop letting anything, and I mean anything, hold you back from the life you want. Now, I know it's not easy. I know it's tempting to keep hitting the snooze button on your dreams, on your goals, and on your potential. But I'm here to tell you, you are capable of so much more than you've been giving yourself credit for. The only thing standing between you and the life you deserve is you. And the good news is, you can change that. You can stop holding yourself back right now. I'm going to walk you through 5 habits, 5 things that you might be doing right now that are quietly keeping you stuck. These are not big, obvious things. No. These are the sneaky little habits that you don't even realize are sabotaging your progress. But once you see them for what they are, you're going to have the power to flip the script. I'm going to share with you exactly what those habits are, how they're showing up in your life, and most importantly, what you can do about them. This isn't about feeling good for a moment or waiting for things to magically change. This is about taking real action, the kind of action that gets you moving, even when you don't feel like it, even when you don't have it all figured out, because that's how change happens. It starts with you making a decision. I know. You're probably thinking, but Mel, I've tried before. I've made promises to myself, and I always end up back in the same place. Well, guess what? I've been there too. But here's what I learned and what I'm going to show you today. Change doesn't come from motivation alone. It comes from action. It comes from recognizing the habits that hold you back and choosing to stop them starting right now. So let's do this. Let's finally break free from those chains you've been carrying around. This is the moment you decide to stop holding yourself back. I don't want you to wait another day, another minute to start living the life you were meant to live. Because the truth is, you've been waiting for this change to happen, but the only thing standing in your way is you. If you're ready to step up and make things happen, if you're ready to stop holding yourself back, then stay with me. Let's dive into the first habit that's been keeping you stuck. All right, let's dive into the first thing that's probably holding you back, avoiding the hard conversations. Now, I know no one likes confrontation. It's uncomfortable, it's awkward, and let's face it, it's downright scary sometimes. Whether it's having a tough conversation with a friend, a partner, or a colleague, or even having to speak up about something that's bothering you in your life, it's easy to sweep it under the rug. It's easy to say, I'll deal with it later, or it's not that important. But here's the thing. When you avoid these hard conversations, you're not just avoiding discomfort, you're avoiding growth. You're avoiding connection. You're avoiding the chance to get clear, to get aligned, and to move forward. And do you know what happens when you keep avoiding? You start to feel trapped. You start to feel like you're stuck, like you're not moving forward in your relationships, in your career, in your life. And it's because you're not facing the very thing that could set you free. Let me ask you this. Have you ever stayed silent when you knew you should have spoken up? Maybe you let a comment slide, or you avoided bringing up something that really mattered to you. And then days or even weeks later, you feel this weight on your chest, like something is unresolved, like you're holding on to this unspoken tension that you don't even know how to release. I've been there. We've all been there. It's natural to want to avoid discomfort. But let me tell you, avoiding hard conversations is stopping you from making the connections and the progress you want in your life. The fear of those conversations is much worse than the reality of actually having them. Trust me. When I started pushing myself to stop avoiding hard conversations, my life started changing. Not overnight, but it was like unlocking a door that I didn't even realize had been closed. The more I faced those conversations, the more I learned, the more I grew. And guess what? So did the other person. Because here's what I realized. People want to be heard. People want to understand you, but they can't do that if you're not willing to speak up. If you're not willing to have that difficult conversation, if you're not willing to say what you really need to say, how can you expect anyone else to? You see, avoiding those conversations only builds walls. And I'm not talking about walls that protect you. I'm talking about walls that trap you. Walls that hold you back from connection, from understanding, from authenticity. These walls can even make you feel more alone, more misunderstood, and more stuck in your own life. It's exhausting. But here's the good news. The moment you step up and have those conversations, you begin to tear those walls down. And it starts with you taking responsibility. You're in control of how this goes. You can take the lead and make the choice to face the discomfort, to lean into the fear, and to speak your truth. And listen, I get it. It's not easy. Sometimes the conversation you need to have is with someone you love. Maybe it's your partner. Maybe it's a family member. Or maybe it's with your boss. And you're worried about how it might affect your career. The fear is real. But here's what I want you to remember. The very fear that you're feeling right now, that anxiety about saying the wrong thing, is exactly what's holding you back. It's that very fear that keeps you stuck in the same patterns. The real power? It's in the action, taking that first step to speak up, even when you don't know exactly how the conversation will go. The truth is, you don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to start. So here's what I'm going to challenge you to do right now today. Think of one conversation you've been avoiding, one conversation that's been weighing on your mind, whether it's asking for something you need from someone or confronting an issue that's been lingering too long. Do it today. You don't need to have the perfect words. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You just need to start. This is where change happens. Right here, right now. The moment you decide to take control, step up, and have that conversation. No more waiting, no more avoiding. Take the first step, and I promise you, that weight you've been carrying around will start to lift. Now, I know this might feel like a huge leap. I know the fear might be overwhelming, but let me remind you, you've got this. You're stronger than you think. You just need to trust yourself, trust your voice, and take that first step. Because the next time you find yourself avoiding that conversation, remember this. Avoidance keeps you stuck. Action gets you moving forward. So go ahead, face it, take action today. Okay, now let's talk about the second habit that's probably holding you back, waiting for the right moment. How many of you have thought to yourself, I'll do it when the time is right, or I just need to get everything lined up first? I want you to stop right there and listen to me. The right moment is a myth. It doesn't exist. I get it. We've all been there. You want to start something, a new project, a new habit, a conversation with someone, but you think you need to be fully ready before you take action. You tell yourself, once I have everything figured out, once I'm more confident, once I have the resources, then I'll go for it. And every single time, you end up waiting and waiting and waiting. Does this sound familiar? Well, let me tell you something. The right moment is never coming. The truth is, if you're waiting for the perfect time, if you're waiting until you feel ready, you're never going to start. Waiting for perfection is just another form of procrastination, and all it does is keep you stuck. Listen, I've been there. I know how it feels to hold back because you don't feel like you have all the answers or the perfect plan. I've been in that place where I waited for the stars to align before I'd make a move. But here's the hard truth. While I was waiting for the perfect moment, life was passing me by. I want you to think about it for a second. Every moment that you're waiting for the right time to do something, whether it's to speak up, take a leap of faith, or change something in your life, is a moment that you're not living fully. Every time you delay taking action, you're postponing your growth, your success, and your chance to actually make something happen. Here's the deal. You will never feel fully prepared. There will always be something you don't know. some fear you're trying to hide from, some obstacle you don't know how to overcome. That's life. The people who succeed, the ones who make things happen, are the ones who don't wait for perfection. They take action anyway, even when they're uncertain, even when they're scared, and even when they don't have everything figured out. So let's break this down. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you're going to stay stuck. The perfect moment doesn't exist. And the longer you wait, the more opportunities you're missing. I'm asking you to commit right now, not to wait for some future time when everything feels aligned. I'm asking you to commit to action, even if it's imperfect. Because here's the truth, action breeds clarity. When you take action, even when you're not sure, you're ready. You learn. You learn what works and what doesn't. You figure things out along the way. And the more you take action, the more confident you become. It's the doing that gives you the answers, not the waiting. Let me give you a simple but powerful example. Let's say you've been thinking about starting a new workout routine. You've done your research, you've watched countless fitness videos, you've bought the gear, but you're still putting it off. Why? Because you don't feel ready. But what if you just started? You don't have to know everything right now. You don't have to have a perfect workout plan. But by starting today, you'll learn what works for you, what you need to improve, and you'll gain momentum. The more you do it, the clearer the path becomes. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do right now. Think of one thing you've been putting off because you're waiting for the perfect moment. Maybe it's a project you've been thinking about, a goal you've been dreaming about, or a conversation you've been avoiding. Right now, decide to take the first step. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. If you want to change your life, if you want to start making real progress, then you have to stop waiting for the right moment. You have to stop waiting for everything to fall into place. Take action right now, even if it's messy, even if you don't have all the answers. The moment you stop waiting and start doing is the moment things start to shift. And that shift will lead you to places you can't even imagine. Now, I'm not saying that everything will be easy once you take action. You'll still face challenges, you'll still experience setbacks, but what will be different is that you will be moving forward. And moving forward is always better than staying still. Let's do this together. Commit right now to stop waiting. The time is now. Take action today. If you're ready to take that first step, let me know in the comments below what you're going to stop waiting for and what action you're going to take, even if it's small. Because that first step, no matter how small, is everything. Let's talk about the third thing that's holding you back, the belief that you're not enough. And I'm not talking about the way you look or the way you think other people see you. I'm talking about that deep, quiet voice inside your head that says, you're not good enough to do this. We've all heard it. We've all felt it. That voice that tells us we're too old, too young, too inexperienced, too imperfect, too anything to take on what we really want. And guess what? That voice is a liar, a big, fat liar. But here's the kicker. We listen to it. We believe it. And every time we do, we reinforce the lie. The truth is, the only thing holding you back from what you want, from the life you're meant to live, is the belief that you're not enough. And I want you to hear me loud and clear when I say this. You are enough. It's easy to say, right? You've heard people tell you that before. But how many times have you doubted it? How many times have you let that voice convince you that you're not worthy of the success, the love, the career, the life that you want? We all have moments when we doubt ourselves. But here's what I want you to understand today. That self-doubt, that feeling of being not enough, it's a lie you've been telling yourself. Do you know why I can say this so confidently? Because I've been there. I've stood in front of an audience, shaking in my boots, thinking, who am I to be up here? Who am I to be speaking to these people? They're going to find out I don't know what I'm doing. That voice almost kept me from doing what I'm doing now. And here's the thing. Everyone feels that at some point. Everyone experiences those feelings of not being enough. It doesn't matter how successful someone looks from the outside. We all feel that fear of not measuring up. But the difference between the people who stay stuck and the people who rise to the top is that the successful ones push through the doubt. They don't wait for the voice in their head to disappear. They don't wait for the moment they feel 100% confident. They act anyway. I'll let you in on a secret. No one is ever 100% ready. No one wakes up with all the answers. No one is perfect, and you won't be either. That's okay. But the key to success is taking action in spite of those feelings of inadequacy. Because here's the truth. You don't need to be perfect to start. You don't need to know everything to take the first step. You just need to start. Think about it. Every single person you admire, whether it's an athlete, a business person, a creator, they all started exactly where you are right now. They started with the same fears, the same doubts, the same thoughts of, I'm not enough. But they didn't let those thoughts stop them. And neither should you. The moment you stop believing that you're not enough, the moment you realize that you already have everything inside you to succeed, that's the moment everything changes. That's when you stop waiting for permission. That's when you stop asking for approval. That's when you take your power back. So, what can you do about it? First, stop feeding those thoughts. The next time you hear that voice in your head saying you're not good enough, I want you to stop right there, pause, and ask yourself, is that true? Let me tell you something. It's never true. You have everything you need right now. The only thing standing between you and your success is the willingness to take action. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. And here's the second part. Start reminding yourself every single day that you are enough. Start affirming it in the mirror. Look at yourself and say, I am enough. Say it even if you don't believe it. Say it until you do. You want to change your life? You want to start believing in yourself? Then you have to actively challenge those negative thoughts. You can't let them control your actions. You have to take action to prove them wrong. Every step you take, every risk you take, every decision to show up, even when you don't feel ready, that's the proof. You are enough. You always have been. And today, right now, is the day you stop doubting yourself and start living like you believe it. So here's your challenge today. Every time that voice tells you you're not enough, counter it. Stop, pause, and take one small action to prove that voice wrong. It could be something as simple as making that phone call you've been putting off, applying for that job you think you're not qualified for, or starting that new habit you've been scared to try. Take one action today that proves you are more than enough. And when you do, you'll see how quickly that feeling of not enough fades. It fades because you've taken control. You've chosen to believe in your own power. And when you do that, nothing can stand in your way. Let's talk about something else that's probably holding you back, playing it safe all the time. Now, I know it feels good to stay in your comfort zone, doesn't it? It's safe, predictable, and you don't have to face any risk. But here's the hard truth. Playing it safe is killing your potential. I want you to really think about this. How many times have you stayed in a situation, stuck in a job, in a relationship, or even in a pattern of behavior because it felt comfortable? How many times have you told yourself, well, at least this is familiar, or it's not ideal, but it's better than nothing? I've been there. I've stayed stuck in situations that didn't challenge me, that didn't excite me, because I told myself that at least I knew what I was getting. It felt safer. But here's the thing, safety never creates growth. Comfort zones are exactly where your dreams go to die. Nothing extraordinary ever happens when you're playing it safe. Think about all the great things in your life. I can guarantee that every single one of them, the things that have changed your life for the better, came from a moment when you decided to take a risk. A moment when you pushed yourself out of your comfort zone. You know that big goal you've been thinking about? The one that excites you, but also scares you? The one you've been hesitating to take action on because you're afraid of failing or of it not working out? Let me tell you, that's exactly where the magic happens. It's on the other side of that fear. The risk is where the reward is. Let's be real. Staying in your comfort zone is easy. It's natural. It's how we're wired. Our brains are designed to keep us safe, to avoid pain, to avoid discomfort. But what happens when you live your life trying to avoid discomfort? You end up avoiding growth. You avoid the chances to prove yourself. You avoid the very experiences that are going to shape you into the person you're meant to be. Think about it for a second. When was the last time you made a major shift in your life because you played it safe? When was the last time you looked back on a year or a decade and said, I'm so proud of how much I played it safe? Never, right? But we're all too comfortable with this idea of safety because we fear the unknown. Here's the thing. Nothing is truly safe. Every decision, every step we take has an element of uncertainty. Whether you play it safe or take a leap, you're still facing uncertainty. The difference is when you take that leap, even if you fail, even if it doesn't go as planned, you learn, you grow, you get closer to where you want to be, and you're never, ever going to regret it. Let me ask you this. What's the worst thing that can happen if you take that risk? Maybe you fail. So what? Failure is just feedback. It's a lesson. It's not the end of the road. It's a detour, a pivot. That's how you move forward. When you step outside your comfort zone, you build confidence. You prove to yourself that you can handle discomfort, that you can handle uncertainty, that you can survive and thrive outside the safety bubble. You get better, you get stronger, and you build momentum. The more you take risks, the more you realize just how much you're capable of. And guess what? When you start pushing yourself, you become unstoppable. I know it's terrifying to take that first step, but I also know that the only way to truly live is to stop playing it safe. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions, stop waiting for everything to fall into place, and start moving forward, even if it's messy, even if it's imperfect. So today, I want you to make a commitment. Commit to doing something, no matter how small, that pushes you outside of your comfort zone. Maybe it's signing up for that course you've been putting off. Maybe it's reaching out to someone you've been avoiding. Maybe it's speaking up in that meeting. It could even be as simple as trying something new, like a new fitness class or going to a social event by yourself. The point is, do it. Take that step and let that be your proof to yourself that you are capable of more than you think. Because let me tell you, the more you step outside that comfort zone, the more it becomes second nature. And soon you'll start taking risks without even thinking twice. You'll start seeing challenges as opportunities rather than threats. This is your invitation to stop playing it safe. Step into the unknown, step into discomfort, because when you do, you'll start unlocking parts of yourself you never knew existed, and that's where the magic happens. You're not going to grow by staying comfortable. You're going to grow by embracing the discomfort, the challenge, the unknown. That's where your success lives. Let today be the day you choose to take that first step into a bigger, bolder life. So, what are you going to do today? What's one risk you can take that will get you out of your comfort zone? It's time to stop playing it safe. It's time to start living boldly. You've got this. All right, let's talk about the fifth and final habit that's holding you back: waiting for validation from others. And this one, my friend, is a biggie. I want you to think about it for a second. How often do you look to other people to tell you that you're on the right track? How often do you wait for someone to give you a thumbs up before you make a move? Or do you post something on social media hoping for that affirmation, that like to make you feel seen or heard? Let me tell you something. Waiting for someone else's approval is a trap. And it's a trap that will keep you stuck forever if you let it. Now, I know that seeking validation is human. We all want to feel seen, heard, and appreciated. That's normal. But the problem is when we get into the habit of relying on others for our sense of worth, we give away our power. We put our happiness, our success, and our confidence in someone else's hands. We're basically saying, I can't move forward unless you tell me it's okay. But here's the truth. Nobody is going to believe in your potential more than you do. Nobody is going to push you to take risks, to step out of your comfort zone, to go for what you want more than you will. And if you keep waiting for others to validate you, you're going to find yourself constantly waiting and nothing will ever happen. Think about it. You have goals. You have dreams. But you're waiting for someone else's approval to make them real. You're waiting for someone to say, you've got this, you can do it. It's okay. But you don't need anyone else to give you permission. you have everything inside you to take the first step. Do you know why this is such a dangerous cycle? Because validation from others is fleeting. People's opinions change. One minute, they're cheering you on. The next, they're doubting you. And that's the problem. If you're living for others' approval, your confidence will always be fragile. One comment, one glance, one judgment, and your whole world could come crashing down. That's not the kind of confidence I want for you. You have to realize that the only validation that matters is your own. You have to start trusting yourself, your abilities, your instincts. You have to start moving forward without waiting for anyone else to tell you that you're doing the right thing. Because guess what? You are the one who gets to decide what's right for you. You are the one who gets to decide if it's time to take that leap, if it's time to chase that dream, if it's time to stand up and be seen. Let me share something with you that I've learned over the years. You can't wait for people to tell you that you're enough. You have to tell yourself that. Every time you look in the mirror, every time you face an obstacle, you have to remind yourself, I am enough. I don't need permission to do this. I am worthy of this success. I am capable of handling whatever comes my way. When you start validating yourself, everything changes. You stop seeking approval. You stop waiting for someone to give you a thumbs up. And you start making decisions that align with who you are and where you want to go. That's where the power lies. And here's the secret. The more you validate yourself, the more people will naturally start to respect you. Why? Because they see your confidence. They see your self-belief. And when people see that you believe in yourself, they start believing in you too. But it all starts with you. It starts with choosing to trust yourself, to move forward without waiting for others to tell you it's okay. So today, I want you to make a promise to yourself. Stop waiting for someone else's approval. Take your power back. Move forward. Not because someone else said it was the right time, but because you know it is. Take that risk. Speak up. Make that decision. Go for what you want, even if it's not perfect. Even if you don't have it all figured out, you are enough. Your ideas are worthy. Your dreams are valid. And the only person who needs to validate them is you. So what are you going to do today? What's one thing you've been holding back on because you've been waiting for validation from someone else? Stop waiting. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. And then take that first step, because when you stop waiting for approval, that's when the magic happens. That's when you start living your life on your terms. Now, we've covered a lot today, and I want to leave you with this one powerful thought. Action is everything. We've talked about the habits that hold you back, the things you've been doing that have kept you stuck, the avoidance, the waiting, the self-doubt, the safety, and the need for validation. But here's the key to unlocking all of that. Action. Because nothing changes until you move. And I'm not talking about waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect moment. That's not how it works. Change starts with immediate action. And that's why I'm so passionate about the message I've been sharing with you today. If you want to change your life, you've got to act now. I know it's easy to get caught up in overthinking, to get paralyzed by fear, or to feel like you need everything to fall into place before you can move forward. But that's exactly the thing that's keeping you stuck. If you wait for everything to be perfect, you will never take the first step. Perfection is an illusion. Progress, on the other hand, comes from action even when it's messy. So, I want to challenge you right now. Don't wait another minute. I'm giving you permission to stop waiting for all the stars to align. I'm giving you permission to stop waiting until you feel ready. Because here's the truth. You're never going to feel 100% ready. And that's okay. The key is to take action anyway. The key is to move forward, even if it's a small step. It's the doing that gets you results. It's the doing that builds momentum. And momentum is what will keep you going when things get tough. You know why people who succeed are successful? It's not because they never face fear. It's not because they never have doubts. It's because they take action even in the face of fear and doubt. They show up anyway. They don't wait for all the answers. They don't wait for someone to tell them it's okay. They don't wait for the right time. They simply start. And guess what? That's what you have to do too. So what action are you going to take right now? I want you to think about it. What is one thing you've been putting off? One step you've been avoiding? Take that step today. Don't wait. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for permission. Do it now. And I promise you that one step will make all the difference. You'll start to feel the shift. You'll start to see the momentum building. If you're sitting here thinking, but Mel, I'm not ready, I want to say this to you. You are ready. You're ready because you don't need all the answers. You don't need the perfect plan. What you need is the courage to act and the willingness to learn as you go. Action is the antidote to fear. Action is the antidote to self-doubt. Action is the way out of your comfort zone. So stop waiting. Start moving. I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Your future self is waiting for you to take that step. Your dreams are waiting for you to make the first move. Your goals are waiting for you to show up. And the best part, you don't have to do it alone. You have everything inside you to start right now. So right after this video, I want you to take action. I don't care if it's a tiny step, a phone call, a decision, or a commitment. I want you to move today, because that's when the magic happens. When you decide in this very moment that you're no longer going to wait, you are capable, you are powerful, you are enough, and you've got this. Let's go out and make it happen. If you're committed to taking action today, drop a comment below. Tell me what you're going to do to move forward. Share with me that one thing you're going to do right now to stop waiting. Let's hold each other accountable. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can continue to get the motivation and tools you need to create the life you want. You've got this.